All right, what's going on, guys? It's Luke here. I'm going to run through this trade. We took a break even today on NQ. It's really unfortunate. We were super close to TP, ended up getting stopped out break even to the tick, and then price ran perfectly to our take profit. All the executions are in the Discord, so if you guys want to join, link will be in the pinned comment. And if you guys need a sign up link for Alpha Futures, you can get 25% off right now. Link is in the pinned comment, so go check that out. So basically, really, it's just a really annoying setup, but I'm going to run through this pretty quick. So off market open price ends up dumping down. It runs through this 1 hour bullish fair value gap we had marked out here, and then it comes down into this lower 4 hour first presented fair value gap. And from here, I'm assuming we're going to get some type of like relief bounce. So we end up coming down perfectly to the CE point of this gap. And then we end up kind of pushing up and then getting a nice reversal. We end up rejecting off this 5 minute. And then we had some orange folder news. So I was actually just waiting for that at this point. We come into this 5 minute gap. We get a nice retrace. And at this point, I'm looking for price to kind of trade through into this unfilled 15-minute gap. At this point, we have like I said, we have a 15-minute unfilled gap. I want to see price kind of rebalance it, or even potentially trade higher up to the data highs up here from the 8:30 news today. So, which ended up obviously getting hit now. So from here, again, we had this nice pullback. We rejected off of the 4 hour CE. We had to pull into a 5 minute bearish gap. We retraced back down. At this point, I was kind of looking for an inverse to the upside or to the downside, and we could have continued obviously lower and had one more final manipulation below this low before continuing up. But we end up getting a 3 minute inversion. As you can see, we had this 3 minute gap right here get inversed. We come back into the gap. And I'm waiting for rejection on like the 1 minute or the 30-second to give me confirmation that it's going to hold. So we end up getting a nice rejection wick right here on the 1 minute and the 30-second. I end up getting a pretty bad fill. I tried to click as soon as we started rejecting a little bit quicker, but we ended up getting a bad fill around 762. I gave my stop a good amount of room. I ran it below this 1 minute bullish fair value gap down here just because this was the last kind of line where price was going to break below this. I assumed we were going to go lower. So we end up chopping around. We almost get stopped out. Price comes down into this gap. We come back up. We come back down. And then we finally end up pushing into profit. And we take out this internal high. We take out this internal high. And we put in an equal high here. But at this same time, ES, I believe, had taken out the data high. So I'm going to double check. I think it was around the same time, 10:32. And if we look at ES was obviously leading at this point. So ES took it out at about, no, it was 10:44. Okay, so never mind. But at this point, ES or NQ and ES had both taken out internal highs. Like as you can see right here, ES had this nice run up, took out all these internal highs right here, and it was approaching the data high. But we had basically edged that 15-minute gap. So at this point, we took the internal highs out. I assumed that we weren't going to see a deep pullback like that. I was like, okay, maybe we'll have a small wick down and a continuation back up. But I moved my stops to break even because, again, we took out internal highs. We did put in the equal high there. We just edged the 15-minute gap. But at this point, I just want to move my stops to break even because that's what I do. When we take out internal highs or something like that, I'm moving my stops to break even. So unfortunately, like I said, I got that bad fill and we come down. We literally get stopped out to the tick. And it ends up running up perfectly to our take profit. I was going to take TP1 here, and then I was going to leave a runner up to data highs, which obviously would have gotten taken out again on this wick, regardless. So yeah, anyway, we run through 4 hour CE, we reject off 4 hour CE, we get that 3 minute inversion to the upside, so I'm looking to long up to this 15-minute unfilled. We get the retrace back into the 3 minute gap. You know, we see rejection, we just get a bad fill on our entry. We run stops below the 1 minute gap, pretty much. Our target was 15 minutes CE, again, right there, which was just about a 1 hour trade for TP1. And then TP2, we're going to run the data highs. Again, we take out this internal high after being in drawdown for a long time. Keep in mind, we were chopping pretty much from 10:11 to about 10:27, so about 15 minutes or so of just straight chop, almost getting stopped out. We take these internal highs out, we put in this equal high. I run stops to break even to be safe at this point because I'm assuming ES is going to lead the way and take out that data high, and I really don't want to see price, come down and then come up later, you know what I mean, and stop me out, like come down to my stop, run this, and then come back up. So unfortunately, we get stopped break even to the tick. Unfortunate, but again, just that bad fill kind of screwed us, but it is what it is, and then price ends up delivering perfectly through it. So again, break even, can't be too upset about it. It's better than a loss. But yeah, that's it from me, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. We'll be back tomorrow, and then Thursday, Friday, no trading, so hopefully we can catch something tomorrow and end the week off green. So far, it's a break even week. We had no trades yesterday, and then this break even today, so we'll try to run something tomorrow, and I'll talk to you guys then. Peace.